Hi, this is Ashley Swartz. I'm here for Beat TV with SMG Source at CES. Super excited to have Brent Poor, the president of LiquidThread, that's part of the SMG group. And I want to hear why you're at CES. You're a content guy. This is exciting. I love it.
I'm a content guy, but you know what? If you think about it, the world of technology is making a connection in a very different way and bringing consumers so much closer to content on a daily basis. If you think about it, we've created these devices that are powering consumption, and if you look at people in their everyday lives, they're turning to their devices to look for something to engage in. Throughout it's fluid throughout their day, whether when they wake up in the morning and then when they're going to bed at night, they're looking for great stories to connect with. And it doesn't matter whether it's from a broadcaster or an entertainment company or if it's coming from a brand.
Right.
You know?
And so what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean for next generation storytelling? Like, what opportunity does that open up for brands to actually have a deeper relationship with consumers?
Well, I mean, it's just a whole different world that we're looking at. It's a whole different world that we're looking at from the respect of it's more of a two-way conversation, which has never really happened before. It used to be that a broadcaster pushed content at you, and you really didn't have much of a response other than you liked it or not.
Right.
It was water cooler talk that happened the next day. Water cooler right now is happening while it's live.
Yeah.
And that's a paradigm shift. You can actually look at what people think and what they believe throughout any piece of content because they have the ability to not only use social networking to put their stamp and what they believe on that piece of content, and they can also share it, which is also the biggest stamp and affirmation that they enjoyed it.
Right. So I know, it could be overwhelming or scary for a brand to kind of take on this task of storytelling. And you guys have done a good job of sort of trying to give some structure and make it approachable. And I know you have some principles around next generation storytelling. Will you give us a little bit of insight there, what your thoughts are?
Sure. You know what, I mean, first of all, you've always got to stay rooted in the audience and making sure that you're really thinking about who they are first. You don't want to pander to them and say, I know you so well. That's really not it. You've got to be able to give them enough that they can engage with it and personalize it and feel like they're part of the conversation and the development of the content. You also have to not be afraid of conflict. Conflict always allows for a brand to be at the center of what could be a resolution to something that a consumer is looking for.
Right.
And that really drives a really amazing amount of power and meaning for a brand.
It's interesting about the idea of bringing the narrative into advertising, right?
Look, I think when you look at social is really powering the next generation of the oral tradition. It is about great stories. It's about how you segment and sequence your experiences so that you can tell something that someone will want to hear.
Yeah. I think, and what do you think brands, where do you think the greatest excitement is in 2013 and ahead with all the changes that are happening in television and how now, you can get on a TV without buying TV anymore? What does that mean for brands?
Well, it means that you've got so many different multiple points of connections as opportunities. It used to be you knew where to go to connect with a consumer, it was TV. Now it's, what is the landscape? How do I need to create content that lives on a device or on a platform that is just so incredibly different from a 30-second spot?
Yeah, it's great. Brent, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great show. It was
Thanks.
Great
It was
to spend
great.
time with you.
Thank you.
Thanks.